They take you out for lunch and you order way more than the person that is paying for it. Only you one ask for goat meat, ask for cow leg, ask for pomo. They confide in you, and before you know it, you start running your mouth. Person just asks you small thing about them, boom, you don't drop a episode. No, you don't do that. Privileged relationship are relationships you get as a fortune. These are relationships that you probably wouldn't have experienced with your background, your social or economical status, and all of that into considerations. There are simply relationships you don't seem to merit, but because of fate or luck smiling at you, you get to experience this form of relationships. It's the kind of relationships that my Christian brothers and sisters will refer to as divine orchestration, divine favor, or divine intervention. Yeah, because everything about it looks extraordinary. It has to be divine for it to happen. This type of relationship is seen between highly placed individuals and the common or ordinary men. For example, this can be a relationship between a mentor and a mentee, a relationship between a boss and their worker, a relationship between a celebrity and a fan. Just to cite a few examples, I'm sure by now you already have a picture of the kind of relationship I'm referring to as privileged relationships. As humans, we are prone to abusing privileges that comes our way. This is why I'm bringing you this video, mastering the act of managing privileged relationships. Yes, some relationships can be life-saving, hence they require people experience to be able to manage into that. My name is Kali Baba. You can call me King Kali. Welcome to my official channel where we have a good time discussing self-development, leadership, lifestyle, and lots more. If you're just stumbling on this channel, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, turn on my bell notification so that you don't miss my content when they drop. And yeah, if you're a returning subscriber, you know how we do it. Smash that like button, share the video, and let's interact as we always do. Mastering the act of managing privileged relationship. To discuss this, we're going to be considering 5 points. Stick around because the 5th point is the most interesting point you don't want to miss out on. Now let's dive straight into it. Number 1, be humble and teachable. Humility pays, and in relationships like this, it requires for you to be humble and teachable if you would enjoy the most out of this relationship. For example, when talking to your mentor, it's not the time you show off how much you know, but rather sit at their feet to learn. If you know this much, you should be where they are and not struggling with where you currently are at life. Yeah, I can understand that sometimes we may know a thing or two than the people ahead of us, but this is not the time for you to start showing that off. You can show that calmly and respectfully and not show it off in a bragging or boastful manner. Point number 2, respect boundaries. Avoid familiarity complex or see finish. No matter how close your bond with this person gets, try not to cross that line. I've talked a lot about respecting boundaries on this channel. I have videos that you can go check them out. They talk about respecting boundaries, setting boundaries, and all of that. When you find yourself in relationships like this, you owe it to yourself and to the person involved to be discreet. They confide in you, and before you know it, you start running your mouth. You start leaking things that you get to know about these people as a privilege. You start sharing their contact address or home address without their permission. Association, I know this one and I'm a person. Person just asks you small thing about them, boom, you don't drop episode. No, you don't do that. You owe it to them to respect their boundaries. You owe it to them to be discreet. You owe it to them to protect their privacy. You are only opportune to have access to the level of information you have about them because luck shone on you, fate shone on you, and not because you're deserving of it. That aside, you owe it to everybody you come across to be discreet to them. You call them at odd hours because you have their number. Can you imagine? Like, you don't do that. It's an abuse to the relationship. Thirdly, but before I get to the 3rd point, if you're watching this video all up to this moment and you've not liked, please like the video, leave your thoughts in the comments, subscribe to the channel if you're yet to subscribe, because this will help the channel grow and it will make YouTube show this video to more people so that they can enjoy the value you're enjoying. Thank you as you do that. Now, number 3, Learn social and emotional intelligence. Read the room. Understand body languages. Everything should not be put to you uprightly. Everything should not be said or voiced out to you. Learn to understand demeanor. Be thoughtful always before acting. They give you money and you try to turn the person to your ATM. Wow. They take you out for lunch and you order way more than the person that is paying for it. Only you one ask for goat meat, ask for cow leg, ask for pomo, well done. And then tomorrow you'll be wondering why they did not call you. Nah, you don't do that. You don't do that to people. Let alone bringing it to the desk of somebody you're just privileged to have access to. 4. Respect them always. Never let your closure to this kind of people make you disrespect them. There is this tendency to subtly disrespect people when we get access to them over time. You start experiencing the urge to call someone you formerly used to address as boss, sir, ma, coach, or whatever the title may be. But because of a little closure, you don't see them finish. You've got to see how ordinary they are. You're now feeling like you should call them by their first name. Wow. Don't do that. Don't do that. You don't have to do that. This is just an instant. Avoid every tendency of disrespect. Avoid it. Avoid it like a plague. You don't need that. You don't need to be doing that. You have more to achieve in this kind of relationship than they have. So don't do that. Don't let familiarity get into your skull. And then lastly, number 5. I said this is the most important point in this video. Never, ever should you break their trust. You can get love back. You can get back empathy. You can get back a lot of things. But you see, trust, it's not easy to get back trust when you break it. Don't ever put yourself in a situation where they stop trusting you. Have integrity. Be loyal enough. Don't do anything to break the trust of somebody that you're privileged to have a relationship with. Don't break people's trust. Whether there are people who are highly placed or there are people who are on the same level as you are, or people who you are even placed above them. Don't break people's trust. Try to always keep that trust. Trust is very essential in a day-to-day human relationship. Also, remember that managing privileged relationship is an ongoing process that requires an ongoing effort. Keep being at it. Keep improving on your people experience skill so that you always make the most out of every relationship you get to encounter. This said, click on this video YouTube is suggesting for you to watch, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, I remain your one and only King Kali. Goodbye.